Philippe, really pleasing day for yourself and your team.
For the team, I told you guys already a few times I'm not here for myself. So very pleased that they get the reward that they deserve. So they didn't get it in this League Cup final, and that was a harsh one, a cruel one, what we talked about. Today they didn't get it, they grabbed it, and that's what I want to see. So it was a well-deserved victory. It was a very strong collective victory with some players playing out of position also, but doing a very good job, players stepping in who didn't play so much. So I'm very pleased that everybody from the outside can see all the hard work that the players have been doing the last couple of months.
I think you limited Celtic to one shot on target. I mean, what was most pleasing about the performance for you? Because as you say, you had a number of players who weren't playing out of position, especially maybe in the defence.
It's always difficult to take one thing out because to win these kind of games, you need to do a lot of things right. So all these things are important, because if you forget one of those or you don't do one of those, you don't get the result. So for sure, the collective defensive job that everybody did, the good structure in that way, but also the braveness on the ball. It's not only that we defended well and we reduced the amount of chances for Celtic, but we created also a lot today, a lot. And we scored also 3 goals, what's also really important, and 3 good goals. So it's all these things together.
But is it a frustrating thing for you when you see the team in the levels it hits today, as in the past week, you've fallen short of those levels? Is that the thing that's frustration for most of us?
Yeah, but I explained to you guys already, we shot the last 2 games ourselves in the foot by taking, with individual mistakes, these goals, and that changed the game. And then we were chasing the game, we had the chances also. Different kind of game. Of course, I want to have this group of players every 3 days at this level, what they are doing now. But it's hard work, and they need to learn that. Their bodies need to adapt to that also. We had this discussion with all of you, or some of you, about rotation and things like that. I hope everybody understands now that it's important in moments. I don't see players from other teams, and let's say now from Celtic, playing every time 90 minutes. Kyogo is also changed, and Aidaya is starting some games. Koen is also not starting all the games. Everybody was speaking about Hamza and Václav, so I hope we can stop this discussion for the rest of the season, or for the rest of my time that I'm here, because it's the only way that you can do at professional football, to work in that way. And we need to continue creating depth in the squad. We don't have the money to buy it. Depth in the squad, we need to do it by work, by making players better, getting young players in, or getting young players out of our academy to make them better, and creating the depth like this. So that's what we're going to do the next couple of months.
Philippe Clement coming in, his first confirmed start, thrown in, only told yesterday that he was going to start. And for him to come in and on this occasion perform like the way he did, and how pleased are you for him?
I'm very pleased of him, and I knew also that he was ready, because it's not. He played also other games, like every international break we organized games. He played the game against Dundee. He's been also really important when he was not playing, in the dressing room, before games, after games, around the trainings, in the trainings. So he's really involved. He's somebody who, he's a Ranger fan. I think this is his childhood dream, to play this old firm and then to win it and keep a clean sheet. It cannot become better for him, I think, in his head. But he deserves, by the way he stepped into the building from the first day, that he was involved with all the squad. So I'm very pleased for him also. Yeah.
Philippe, were you confident the team can maintain this standard in the games to come, or is that the challenge?
That's a challenge. So that's what we're working on every day. That's what I'm pushing on every day. That's what, with all the staff, we're trying to create, that physically also they can do this every 3 days. But it's not something that you can do in a few months to make this evolution with all squad. That's why you need to make this physically also, this rotation in moments. In that way, we need to make the depth in the squad bigger, that everybody can go to this level of the players who play today.
When you saw your midfield today, I was bullying Celtic's midfield. That must be really satisfying.
I don't want to use that word because that's harsh, but we dominated the midfield like we did in the League Cup final also. There we did it also. So I wanted to see a repetition of that, and I challenged the players about that because it's a massive game, part of the game against them, because they have so much quality in this midfield and they have so much quality in their building and creating spaces for themselves and for each other. So that was a really important part of the team, but it's not only the midfield, also the attacking players worked really hard and the defense worked really hard in that way.
Philip, you said at the start that it's not about you, but you must feel as though this is a big victory for yourself personally. No,
I only think that you guys don't need to start anymore about never winning an Old Firm, so that's done, that story. No, I know, and I knew in June that this was a really, really big challenge. And I do it because I love this club so much, and the fans and everybody in the building. This is a massive club, but we're not there yet where we want to be. And I want to be part of that to get this club back to the level it needs to be.
How important do you think psychologically this performance and result can be for you? It's been some time since you've had a result and performance against Celtic like that.
The belief was there. You cannot perform like this today if you don't have the psychology to believe in that. That is shown from the first second of the game. Although the first 3 minutes I was not happy that we were taken 2 times in our back. But from the start of the game, although we had crazy weeks in that way, with injuries, with players going out, with injuries out of that we had to change things, that players had to play out of position or make their debut in that way in an Old Firm like Liam, so that's not a perfect preparation. But you see that everybody in the squad is involved in the story to what to do and how to win games, and they did it in a brilliant style today. So they followed the plan from the first second until the last second. Of course, we still made some mistakes, but we made less mistakes as in the League Cup. And like this, we need to continue.
In terms of the guys missed out with injury today, James, Jack, did any of them come back in for Sunday?
I don't know yet for the moment, but I think the chance is really small in that way. But it's not, both of them, it's not long term, but Taff for sure not. And Jack, I don't think also for the weekend, but maybe the week after. We will see. We will see towards the weekend. But it's not a long term, but I cannot say anything about it yet.
Philippe, Ridvan missed a penalty in the cup final. You had to console him after the game. You've asked him to play again in an alien position today against a quality player. Is he a better Old Firm game for him today?
Yeah, of course, but it shows also what I said after the game. He took his responsibility with the penalty, and really big players, big stars of world football have missed penalties, and he even didn't miss because the goalkeeper saved. So it's about that moment to stick together as in the team. Everybody supported Ridvan directly after the game, all the players, all the staff, because he's somebody with the right mentality for Rangers. He took his responsibility, and that happens in football then, and it's disappointing that moment. But if the support and the togetherness is not that big, Ridvan can never do a performance like this today, because then he would have run around with his head down for 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks ago, it's not long. So he made the click the day after, because everybody feels safe in this group, that they work hard together, but they support each other also.
Philippe, congratulations on the result of the performance today. Not how concerned were you, but having lost Jack Butland, James Tavernier, John Souttar, really big experience from the team, how pleased were you that leaders emerged in the performance today? Robin Proper was so vocal, talked his way through, led from the back, for example, Diamandi in every challenge. How pleased were you that you'd lost that but gained from other players today, and are you hopeful now that they can keep showing that leadership going forward?
That's the job that's been done the last couple of months. That's not from the last day, and that you say yesterday, okay, Robin, you need to coach the team now, or Nico, or Dio. That's getting this experience. Robin has this experience out of the past, but you come into a new club, you need to adapt to everything. It takes a while before you feel like that, take that responsibility in the dressing room also. So he did in that way today. But I want 11 leaders on the pitch. That's my dream. I didn't manage to create that yet in one squad until now. But I'm pushing for that all the time. I give responsibility to the players. We want to make the plan really clear that everybody knows also to do the right coaching, that you don't say silly things on the pitch, but also to create the right mentality and to give everything every time and to stay positive. We had a few moments in the first half that we saw a few players getting too emotional. That's also one step to take with the squad or with a few players. Nico is taking also really good steps. In that way, he had one moment in the first half. That's why I give him also the responsibility with the captaincy today to learn these things and to stay positive also in the moments you don't agree, for example, with the referee, but that we focus on our football and you don't get distracted or with intimidation of another player from another team saying things to you. So those are all steps that we need to take with the young players. The older players need to help. So I'm happy that the young players taking these steps step by step.